It is day 3 of curing my bipolar disorder 1 with ketogenic diet and other behavioral changes. An update just in general. So sleep is my main focus right now of behavioral changes that I'm trying to take care of while I continue learning about the ketogenic diet. And then once I get sleep under control, ideally, then I'll move into the diet change. But right now I want to control I'm just eating the same stuff that I normally do to see how much an impact sleep has on it before I shift over to the next change. But, the last couple of nights, for the first time in a long time, I have not felt compelled, or I have felt compelled to distract myself on the computer, but I haven't succumbed to that distraction. And in fact, I find myself reading different articles and books about bipolar disorder and a ketogenic diet and studies about it. Again, I think so much of the changes that I'm making are on a bedrock of finding a purpose for the first time since maybe in grad school. I mean, when I was a graduate student studying a master's in fine arts and creative writing, I felt so locked in, and I was on a mission to write a book and get a publishing deal. And it was a mission that I cared about. And this is a mission that I deeply care about. And so the distraction, there's a deeper cost to the distractions, and I think that has so much to do with it. So, for example, last night I went to a yoga class at 7 p.m., got done at 8, and normally what would happen is after that yoga class, I'd be so amped up, and it would take me hours to get to sleep, and I would distract myself from that by going on the computer, and then I'd be on the computer, and this self-loathing, this compulsion would just drive me to looking at YouTube videos until 1 o'clock, midnight, whatever. But not last night. I had the lights low, I was reading, I finished dinner, and I went to bed at 9:45. I prayed before bed, and I felt tired. I had a little bit of honey before bed and a scoop of glycine in some water. And the thing is, I fall asleep easily, and then I wake up the last few nights at 4 a.m., pee, have a hard time falling back asleep for, an hour or so, and then I'm asleep heavy, and then the alarm goes off at 7:30. So it's still not ideal. I think I need to get my food and drinks in before. I need to eat dinner and drink water earlier in the evening. So we'll see. It's 6 o'clock now, and I think I'm gonna eat dinner now and see how that does. And then I'm gonna go to a later yoga class. So it's gonna be 8:30 to 9:30 yoga class, and I'll try to wind down quickly after that. But an interesting thing, so last night I was reading this literature review published in the Journal of Psychiatric Brain Science. It's called The Role of Ketogenic Metabolic Therapy on the Brain in Serious Mental Illness, a review published in 2022, and you can see my wild notes on it. A couple of interesting things in here. So I am curious to find out, what I haven't seen in any of these literature reviews is, so a ketogenic diet is high fat and low carbohydrates and medium protein. I wonder, because I exercise a lot and I want to make sure that I have enough protein content, and I just want to find some studies to figure out, okay, can I still induce ketosis and still get high enough protein content to build muscle mass? The effect the ketogenic diet has on muscle mass and bipolar disorder at the same time. I'll be very curious to hunt down some research for that. But from the introduction of this literature review, many neurological diseases such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, epilepsy, bipolar, schizophrenia, and major depressive disorder are characterized by cerebral glucose hypometabolism, insulin resistance, neurotransmitter imbalances, mitochondrial dysfunction, oxidative stress, and inflammation as potential causative factors. And the thing is, there's all sorts of mounting evidence for this, and yet when I talked to my therapist, she had implied that, you can't, we don't know what causes these things, and it's just disappointing. It's incredibly disappointing. It looks like the ketone bodies that we are trying to spark are beta hydroxybutyrate and acetate. Now I want to learn more about what those are. And dude, you can even see, you literally see like pasta sauce on my notes. Ketones are anti-inflammatory, decrease production of reactive oxygen species, and upregulate mitochondrial biogenesis in the brain. So this is another interesting part. As a result of the extracellular changes that occur during ketosis, intracellular sodium concentrations would be expected to decrease correspondingly, which is a common feature of mood stabilizing medications. In other words, so as I understand, mood stabilizers decrease sodium concentration, which ketosis mimics. So I would be very curious to see in what ways a ketogenic diet and other behavioral changes such as sleep regulation mimic exactly what lithium and other mood stabilizers do. So tonight I'm going to yoga 8:30, and my overall rating for the day, for the previous 24 hours, 10 being I wish every day of my life was like this, 0 being I can't live like this anymore. We're at 7.4. That's that. See you tomorrow. Onwards and upwards.